Welcome to another episode of the Scripts Jedi with Chris Hurley. On today's episode, we're working on what to say to people when they ask you that they've already got a real estate agent. Did they sign anything? Then we'll follow up with some other interesting conversations, but you got to stay tuned. Check out this episode. Let's go get our words straight in real estate.
If you're here long enough, you do hear little voices in your head because the people here are consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You hear these same voices, you know these people, and you're like, oh, that's right. It's not just a phrase that I heard. I heard Ronnie say that once. I heard Lisa Ramsbottom say that once. Lee Curry said something really smart in role play and really elevated the value of the Curry brand in this group. So we appreciate Lee Curry for sure. But think about that. If you come to a group like this, you can meet people all over and hear these words just on a day-to-day basis, just part of getting better in real estate. Let me ask you a question. What would you say if somebody said, thank you, I already have a realtor? So it's a common objection, right? It's a common thing that people will say to us, both buyers and sellers opportunities. Oh, thanks so much. I already have a realtor. I appreciate it. I already have a realtor. Oh, I appreciate it. I already have a realtor. And so that is an objection, whether it's buyer or seller, listing or whatever. That's something that comes up. And so we should be prepared for that question, especially coming up here in the next couple of weeks. The expired bonanza will appear on December 31st or January 1st. Either one, they will all say, oh my gosh, I got to call my realtor. I forgot I have a realtor. What can you find out to unpack to see if they really do have a realtor and if there's an opportunity for you? What does that sound like? I already have a realtor. Louise Weiss, I appreciate you calling today. I already have a realtor.
Hey, Chris, I'm surprised you don't have more than one because there are 39,000 agents that subscribe to this legal MLS. I'm curious though, can I be your first, second choice?
Well, yeah, but I mean, we kind of made a commitment to this other person to let them do the thing.
Oh, that's cool. And I can totally appreciate that. Is the commitment to them though, or is it to you to get the best results?
Well, I don't really know them. I mean, it's just we gotta get this house sold.
Awesome. So I'm sure just like if you were going to have surgery, you'd like a second opinion, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to put you out or anything. My wife's already felt comfortable with this person, so I don't know. I don't want to waste your time.
Oh, Chris, I totally appreciate you respecting my time, and I respect your time too. It would not be a waste of time to meet new people. Would you guys be available for 20 minutes this afternoon at 4 or 5?
At 5 o'clock, but just 20 minutes. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Sure. And this is for Lisa Reyes out in Texas. Chris, it's just a conversation.
It's a conversation.
Thanks, Louise.
Erica, I appreciate you calling and everything, but I already have a realtor.
And you know what, Chris, I completely understand you would have a realtor because there are actually 28,000 other realtors that do work right in this market. I'm curious though, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to get this home sold?
It's a 10. We have to sell this home. I've got a new job starting in January.
Got it. And Chris, are you aware that less than 50% of homes actually sell the first time around when listed with a realtor?
No, why wouldn't it sell?
Well, because not all realtors provide the same level of service, just like doctors. I mean, I'm sure you have a specific doctor, a specific mechanic, or, a specific restaurant you prefer over others, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just like in that situation, real estate is exactly the same. And I actually specialize in selling homes that other agents haven't been able to sell. So would you at least be willing to give me, say, 20 minutes just to talk to you about what I could do to get this home sold?
I don't want to waste your time, Erica. I think we got the bases covered.
Well, you might have the bases covered, but are you willing to risk ending up on the expired list?
Well, that's not the plan.
I didn't think so. And that's exactly why I want to get together, because I have a proven plan to get homes sold so that they don't end up on the expired list. So when's the best time for us to get together? All I need is, say, 20 minutes to show you exactly what I can do to get your home sold. And I'm actually going to be in the neighborhood later today around 4, or would 5:30 be better?
If you're going to be in the neighborhood, we can do it at 4 o'clock. That's fine.
You got it. And before I come out, I just have a couple of quick questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
Perfect. And then I would just pre-qualify you.
That's how you do it. Ronnie DiCarlo. Ronnie, I appreciate it. But my wife met somebody at an open house, and we've already got I think we got our bases covered with a realtor.
Hey, Chris. So let me get this straight. I assume since you contacted me directly that you're not attached to that realtor. Is that correct?
Say that one more time, please, Ronnie.
Well, can I assume that since you contacted me directly, you're not attached to that realtor? Is that correct?
Well, I was interested in that house, and yeah. So I'm interested in that house that I saw on your website.
Fantastic. So if you're not attached to that realtor, I'd love to sit down with you for 20 minutes just to go over the best plan of action so we can get you that house in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of money for the with the shortest amount of hiccups. So let me ask you, weekdays or weekends work better for you?
Weekends will work better for us.
Weekends. So Saturday at 10 or Saturday at 1?
Let's do Saturday afternoon at 1.
Absolutely. I'll confirm with you on Friday. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Ronnie. Hina, are you ready to roll with this? Welcome. I have not seen you raise your hand before. You ready to tell us what you do if I say I have a realtor? Hina, I appreciate it.
Yeah, hi.
I have a realtor
Hi, sir.
already, Hina. Thank you.
Oh, that's good that you do have a realtor, but I just want to know that selling a house or buying a property is a lot more than just going with any realtor, because it's a big investment for you, and you don't owe anything to any of the realtors. The only thing that you owe is to yourself. So it is important that you talk to as many realtors and then choose the best one that you would like to work with. And I would be like one of those realtors that you would like to interview.
Love it. You don't owe me anything, Hina, but you owe yourself the very best. I think Louise Weiss said that. That was great. Let me ask you, I see some things in the chat. I want to clarify a couple of questions. Dean, would you play the other side with me real quick?
Sure can.
Hey, Dean, I appreciate you already have a realtor. Have you signed a document that appoints him to be your broker yet?
Why, no.
Oh, okay. And how did you end up choosing that realtor? Like, how did your paths meet?
Well, my wife knows her coworker. This is her coworker's wife, and I mean, she's pretty accomplished. She's been doing real estate almost for 2 years already, and she's a very nice person, very, very reliable. I believe that's what she says anyway. And and since this is a simple business, we figured we'd work with somebody that was referred to us like that.
Okay, what's the advantage, Dean, of working with that agent exclusively?
Well, I feel she'll do what we suggested she does, and she's sold some houses nearby, and we feel that she'd likely get the house sold for us. Also, since she's a friend of my wife's coworker, she's going to give us a real break on commission. So, fewer chickens means more money in our pocket, doesn't it?
Well, it might, but negotiations show up at the 11th hour and usually cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Do you usually wait to the 11th hour to make really important decisions?
Well, we try not to, but we want to make sure we give every time everything that's important its due.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And Dean, if I could show you a way to achieve your goals and still preserve that friendship, but meet your family's needs, would it be interesting to look at that?
I don't know, Chris. I don't want to waste your time. I mean, this is my wife's coworker's wife, and we don't want to. We've pretty much committed to work with her. But I tell you, if you have a buyer interested in their house, by all means, you could call that agent.
Absolutely, and certainly we'll present it to my buyers to look at that. And you know what concerns me, Dean?
What?
Sometimes people make a decision because they feel concerned about other people's feelings. Is that this time, or are you more concerned about your family's best interest?
Well, I guess that's a fair question, Chris. I think that we see we're in a good market. We know any agent can probably achieve the same result. And I don't want to ruffle feathers. So given all those things taken together, it doesn't hurt to work with somebody that we know and that we know has a little bit of a track record.
Totally. And getting a second opinion in this situation, like if you knew there was a better way to do it, would you want to know about it?
Well, I mean, a second opinion doesn't hurt, but I mean, I can't guarantee that we're going to do anything. I mean, we've already committed to this other lady.
Totally, Dean. And I'm not asking for anything, not asking for a promise, just an opportunity. Why don't we meet today for 15 minutes, review what I have. You'll compare those plans side by side, and then you can make a really informed decision. Would that be worth 15 minutes of your time?
Well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt.
All right, super. So I'll be over today at 4:30. Will your better half be there?
My better half? Oh, you mean my wife? Yeah, she'll be here. She'll be running right in at that time. So you want to make it slightly later? So
yeah,
she's all set, her coat's hung up?
Yeah, why don't we show up at 5:30 and then you guys can get settled
in. Yeah,
talk about it.
5:30 be better. We can give you maybe 15, 20 minutes because then we got to start cooking dinner.
Perfect. That'll sound great. I'll look forward to seeing you this evening, Ronnie or Dean.
Or whoever. Yeah, whoever. Sure. I'll see. I've been called a lot worse. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. See you then.
All right, perfect. So guys, you're going to get this objection, right? There are people at some point, whether it's buyer or seller, will say things to you like that. Like, well, you should inquire if they've signed an agreement. Even in Toronto, even in Canada, Deb, if they haven't signed an agreement, are they represented? Do they have to have agreement signed?
No, it's a signed agreement.
So that's like pregunta uno, right? Ask that question. Have you signed an agreement? And you'd be surprised at the number of people that step through the gateway have never signed the agreement. And it's
the beauty of
yeah, I wanted to say in Massachusetts, we have a mandatory consumer disclosure, which is not a contract. And some people think that when they sign that, they have an agreement to work with someone, but that is not an agreement to work with them. So I always ask to see what it is that they signed, or do they know what it is that they signed? Because they may not have signed a buyer agency agreement with them, and then they're a free agent.
They are. Yeah, like the disclosure documents are part of it. So think about those questions with people. And like Mindy brought up, it's a second tier of investigation, because even in Texas and North Carolina, those two disclosure documents require a signature, but it's not an appointment agreement. So you should ask curious about there, but be first prepared to be ready to talk to people when they say, oh, thanks so much, I've already got a realtor. What questions will you ask? What questions will you bring to light for them to?
Well, the other side of that coin, if I could just add, it's a pattern interrupter, because they don't expect you to ask that question. I'm working with Chris Hurley. Oh, did you sign an agreement with Chris? And they pause and they go, well, no, but we're working with him, but they're thinking about it. Well, the way it works is, until you actually sign on the dotted line, it's like marriage. You're not officially married till you sign that piece of paper. However, before you do that, at least let me give you some additional insight that might be able to help you when you sell your home with me or with anybody else. Is that okay? I could be there today at 4, would maybe a little later be better, around 5, your call. 15 minutes is all I need.
That's
just a thought. Do that pattern interrupt.
So 7:40.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Scripts Jedi. We love to hear your script ideas, challenges that you're facing in the market, comments, commentary, anything at all. You can put it in the comment section below or send us a message directly. We love to hear from you. If you're struggling running your back office with administrative support, Evolve Virtually can help. We offer contract-free, a la carte VA services to get the most out of your business CRM, your cadence with your database. Reach out to us. Let's talk about how we can help you get the most out of your real estate business. Now back to the show.
All right, got a lot of cameras on. Great. What do you want to practice today? What do you want to work out?
I think what we are doing, this is a very common conversation that comes up.
Okay.
Having a realtor, because even when I go door knocking, this is the first question they ask. I mean, the first answer that I get, oh, I'm already working. Or there is like, oh, I don't want to sell my home now. Okay, not now, but if we can touch on that conversation sometimes later, saying that, okay, when you are ready to sell your home, would you be willing to contact me? So if we can touch that conversation at a certain time, that would be great as well.
Absolutely. Well, Hina, I appreciate you opening your door today. And obviously, I caught you off guard. You wouldn't want to sell right away. Let me ask you this, though. If there was a number that the market rose to, would you want me to reach out to you? Because it's like a no-brainer. If it was worth, say, 3 million, would you sell it if it was worth 3 million?
But then where do I go?
With
If
$3
I sell
million
this house?
in your pocket, you could go a lot of places.
Yeah, but everything is just so expensive everywhere.
Where would you
Like,
want to go?
mm,
Do you want to stay here, or have you ever dreamed of going to a different place?
I want to stay in this area.
Okay. In the same size house, or do you like a house on the like a condo or something by the beach or something by the ocean, or what are you thinking about?
I mean, I have two young kids, so I was probably thinking of moving into something bigger.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have a certain school that you like to target for the kids? Like usually people transition at middle school or high school. Is that the
Yeah,
age range your kids are heading into?
my kids are going to be ready to go to middle school.
Oh,
So
exciting.
yeah, I like Our Lady of a Sacred Heart Middle School. So that is something that I was looking in that area, but everything is just so expensive.
Okay. And what makes it expensive? Just the overall list price of it?
Yeah, the listing price is expensive, and then there is so much of multiple offers and competition in the market that it's almost impossible to buy a house.
Hmm. And yet in that zip code where Our Lady is, do you know that there was 150 houses that sold last month just in that zip code?
Oh, really?
Believe it. So there's still
Oh,
deals getting done, even though the competition is strong. What is the price that's too much? Like what's the price you wouldn't want to go above?
like anything more than $2 million is a lot.
Okay. So if it was under 2 million, you'd think about doing something.
Yeah, but again, it's like, as I'm saying, I want to move into something bigger and to be in that 2 million range. That's what is there.
Have you seen anything that you would get excited about in that $2 million range?
No, I
Hmm.
haven't.
Okay. What kind of changes would you have made if you found, like, say, a 6 out of 10? If you found a 6 out of 10 that needed a new kitchen, would you think about buying that?
Yeah, I think renovating a kitchen is not that big of a deal. I think I could do that.
Okay. What
But
is the thing? What's the deal breaker? Is it just price, the deal breaker, or is there a condition that you'd say, no, not that house?
well, it should be livable where I wouldn't need renovations for the next 4 to 5 years. At least I can make do with an unfinished basement, uh, two-car garage, at least four-car parking on the driveway, and a decent-sized backyard would be a deal breaker.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you have to move?
I don't have to move, but I am willing to move given the circumstances that I find something in the area.
Okay. And could you buy the next home without selling this home?
No.
Okay. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, like with 10 being like a relocation, absolutely committed, going to buy this weekend, and 1 being it's got to be perfect for me to make a move. Where are you in a scale of urgency?
Around 5.
Okay. And so it would have to be a really good deal. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it has to be a good deal.
Would you be willing to go through the finances and see what the final payment would be and how much cash it would take to take down a subject property around $2 million?
Oh, sure, that would be great.
Okay, let me just run through the numbers and just see what it would look like. And that way you'd have all the information in front of you and you could make an informed decision.
Oh, that's very helpful of you, Chris. I truly appreciate that.
Perfect. Well, I don't mind. Actually, I have a app right here with a great mortgage guy that I work with, and I can share that with you. And it'll take no more than 24 hours to put together a really thorough analysis of the situation. And if you could do that, we could have a really thoughtful conversation about some other opportunities that you might be able to consider.
Oh, That's very nice of you. Yeah, that's good.
Perfect.
Thank
So
you.
let me share that with you, and then I'll call you tomorrow. What's the best number for me to reach you?
Whatever. Like
555. Perfect.
five, five, five.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'll shout at you tomorrow, and then check out with Troy and get that information about the mortgage, and make sure that you have all the information and can make an informed decision about what is the next right move.
Oh, that's good. That's very helpful of you, Chris. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hina.
That was great. Wow, Chris, that was amazing.
Wow. Keep probing. Don't let the initial objection. You came to me with a really common objection, and don't let that get in the way of gathering information. How can I help these people? What is in their imagination that's stopping them from taking action? And is it real? Is it not real? So that's what you always want to analyze that. Deborah, you're on. Do you want to practice anything, Deborah, while we got a minute left?
Yeah, I'll do the I have a realtor objection, Chris.
Very good. For Reba, can you tell her I have a realtor? And we're going to come back to the main room with you guys. Reba, tell Deborah I have a realtor.
I have a realtor.
Oh, okay, that's great. So do you have a signed agreement with that realtor?
I signed a page. I don't know, what do you mean? Is it that the same page?
Well, I'm not sure. It just depends. But let me
It was 2 pages.
Oh, you want to just show that to me quickly? Do you have it in front of you?
Yes, I have it.
Thank you. No, that's not a listing agreement, Fariba. And so I would love to be able to meet with you to show you what I do to get homes sold for my clients. I'm going to be in your area this afternoon around 4 o'clock. Or I could make it 5:30. What works for you?
But I want to go with the same agent. What do you do differently?
Oh, okay. That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. And really would just take 15 or 20 minutes to meet with you. So I could show you what I do differently to get homes sold rather than, homes expiring on the MLS. I do get homes sold. So
hey, Deborah,
yeah, how about 4 o'clock?
Deborah, say that's exactly why we need to meet. It'll just take 15 minutes. How about 4 o'clock? Say it that way, please.
Okay. That's exactly why we need to meet. So just take 15 minutes. How about 4 o'clock today?
Okay. See you at 4 o'clock.
Thank you, Chris.
Excellent, Deborah. Very good. That's exactly why we need to meet, Paul Corey.
That's right. Ask questions.
What did I say, Chris? I thought I said that.
You'd love to. Deborah, you'd love to.
I said love. I said love. Oh.
Reserve the love. Reserve the love. Hold that on the side.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, we're back, everybody, from the group room. So 159. How exciting! People stuck around. Dean Moss has a bumper sticker for us. What do you have, Mr. Dino?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for the opportunity. Get their motivation early. All right, we had a conversation, and she didn't even tell me she's working with another agent after we had that conversation. So I said, oh, I see, man, I saw the presentation Joe did on the house. It's fantastic. Where are you moving to? New Jersey. God bless. Asbury Park. Oh, my friend Bruce lives in Asbury Park. My gosh, you'll have fun. So let me ask you a question. On a scale of 0 to 10, how important is it for you to be in New Jersey? A 10. All right, that's why we need to get together. Would you agree? Yeah. She didn't even mention about her agent. Because when you assume they're going to, because you're going from, you're kind of doing an end around rather than doing an actual hit them in the face. So consider that option too. Flank around.
Little sidestep. Going up to Boston, Paul Corey.
Here we go. So I was with Mindy and Michael in our room. And so my bumper stick would be, don't make up the story in your mind before you know the actual story. And Michael referenced the Story Brand book where, you always want to make the client the hero in the story, not about us. And it's really unpeeling the onion, asking questions. What you do every day on Scripts and Roleplay, Chris, is you ask the best questions. And I always hear Chris's little guy sitting on my shoulder when I'm listening, because what would Chris say? What would Chris say? Because don't say about you. You ask questions about them and unpeel the onion. So when Mindy said, I have an agent, well, my mind automatically went to, oh, this is a great agent. I'll never be as good as that agent, whatever. And it turns out in the story, I made it so that the agent was someone they never met. It was an internet agent. So let's not make up stories in our mind. Let's ask questions to unveil the story.
Yes, that is a bumper billboard. Tanya Bird.
It's a wrap.
Hello. So I was with Ronnie and we played out a scenario being at an open house where he said that he just wanted to go with the listing agent because he's going to get a better deal. And so he talked to me through about how he approaches it by like, you got to do a CMA because how do you really know you're getting a better deal? What if it's overpriced? And oh, sure, they're willing to cut it by $5,000, but you're still overpaying for it. So the value in being able to do a CMA for that buyer.
Are you getting the right deal? Is this the right deal for you? How will you know?
Thanks again for tuning in to the Scripts Jedi with Chris Hurley. If you're looking for a daily real estate practice in scripts, tune into ScriptsJedi.club Monday through Friday, 8:15 a.m. to 9 a.m. for part of the live call. Tune in for other episodes released on this channel. And certainly if you need support in your virtual assistant side of your business, let Evolve Virtually know how we can help you.